I don't think it would have killed us. I don't think it would have killed me. We didn't have a healer. Alfie wasn't there. I don't know if Alfie can heal like at that degree, but like we didn't have a healer with us. Oh God. The worst part is being from the future. Like, I knew when we met Moen Breda that she was not alive in Endwalker. And I knew when we met Haurchefant he was not alive in Endwalker. But Moen Breda, along the way, said stuff like, oh, I'm gonna go off and do this by myself, but it'll be fine. And I was like, no, it won't be. But she's like, okay, I'm gonna hang out with you for a bit. It'll be fine. I was like, yeah, obviously, I'm here. And then she died in front of us. And like, Haurchefant's like, hey, I gotta go downstairs and do my own thing. That in my head is like red flag. That's twice that they've died right in front of us. I know not what to say. The others, they are gathered at Forton Manor. What the hell? Now is he a Forton? He's a half-brother, right? So the older brother that we quested with in Falcon's Nest is set to inherit Forton Manor, was already set. So I don't really know his brother's relationship. Do they know?
Don't. Please. A knight lives to serve, to protect, to sacrifice. There is no greater calling. Leave me to mourn and give chase. For my son and for the nation he loved. Go!
His sacrifice shall not be forgotten.
My son.
Edmont's been narrating this whole expansion. This whole expansion's been Edmont's voice. Which was such a different tone than ARR. We didn't have somebody kind of like helping guide our journey. I could not stand in silence, but when all others had forsaken us, Lord Hoshafat took us in. Our beacon of hope in a world of darkness. He did his utmost to raise our spirits, so that we might face our troubles with courage, with conviction, so that we might face them as knights. Oh, this is so messed up. We must press on with our mission. To Tarun, pray return to your duties at the Forgotten Knight. Let us go and speak with Sir Aymeric, Nadia. I worry for his well-being. He was there. Why were you not there? Why was Alfie not there? Did Alfie not go down to the jail? Am I already forgetting that? Why was Alfie not upstairs? An audience with the Lord Commander. Yes. Yes, of course. Curse those bloody whoresuns and piss on their swiveling round table. Stinian. Oh, ever to solve this with more murdering. Sir Aymeric.
My friends, I am in your debt.
Think nothing of it. Your wounds are healing well, I trust.
Some wounds do not heal.
Oh my god.
The Founding. The Scriptures, 1,000 years of lies, all to deceive the common man.
We know this is bad, Thornton, because it's a dimly lit room. He's only trustworthy when it's well lit.
Nay, our own brothers and sisters. For the blood of the Knights 12 flows within all our veins. You knew this to be true. You knew, and you concealed it.
I should be interested to hear how you came by this knowledge. But yes, you have the right of it. The architects of Ishgard, King Thordan and his Knights 12, entrapped and butchered the great worm, Ratatosker, that they might partake of her eyes and thereby transcend their mortal limits. Upon learning of their treachery, Nidhogg was consumed with a murderous and justified rage. I dare say you know what followed.
The great worm slew the king and half of his knights.
Aye, but Nidhogg was subdued, and his eyes plucked from their sockets by the knights that remained. Their one mistake was to show mercy. For from his brother Hreisvelger did Nidhogg receive a new eye, thus rejuvenating his form and empowering him to embark upon an eternal quest for vengeance.
Whilst Thorden's son Haldreth took one of Nidhogg's eyes and learned to wield its power in defense of his people.
Thus was the first Azure Dragoon born, and ever since that time, his honored successors have risen to drive Nidhogg from our lands whenever the worm has returned to plague us.
What'd you do with the other eye?
I ask you, my son, will you answer for my sins? Will your son and his son answer for me as well?
What do you mean?
If a man cannot atone for his sins in the course of his all too fleeting life, must his progeny then be held to account? Must every subsequent generation be judged as well? Thorin's betrayal of Ratatoskr was an unconscionable, unforgivable sin. Should we then, as his descendants, meekly surrender ourselves to an eternity of punishment?
That's not what you'd be punished for. This is not you led a perfect life and you're being punished for the sins of your grandfathers. That's... No.
Nay, say I. I would not see our children sacrificed in a vain attempt to appease an implacable foe.
Oh, come on. That's a straw... No, that's not a legit argument.
Dragons are not like us, my son. To they who live forever, the wrongs of antiquity are as those of yesterday. No reparations shall ever suffice.
Well, then by all means, use the eyes to try to kill him.
This fact alone should serve as ample justification for our actions. Yet some refuse to see it as such. For men like you, who yearn to commit themselves to a nobler cause, a more compelling narrative is required.
This is your solution. This is how you protect our people. You have given us a lost cause, a death sentence. With your compelling narrative, you but doom our countrymen to give their lives for a lie.
Simplifying truths for a child so that they can understand the base concepts, and then as we move closer into adulthood, teaching them more and more about the gray areas in between is a logical progression. So having a lullaby that you sing to babies, going over big milestones and just skipping over the in-between facts, is logical, because you can't just shove a funnel into the baby's mouth and feed them literally every minute detail. But by the time these are full adults, much less scholars and politicians and temple knights, for them to be so wildly off of facts, while the facts are still not yet known, is just
And they do so
lie.
gladly. Highborn and lowborn alike are proud to serve, to fight and die for their country.
Okay.
And what would you say to them?
That you lied.
What would you tell the wives who have lost their husbands? The mothers who have lost their sons? That their loved ones died for naught?
No, they died because of you.
Over the course of 1,000 years, countless men have donned these robes, and every one of them came to accept the necessity of this solution. Once, I hoped you might come to accept it as well. Do not despair, my son. Soon I shall free us from the sins of antiquity, and bring about the change you so fervently desire. If he has spoken with others, I would have their names. Escort him to a cell and question him thoroughly.
Your Eminence.
You saw something, did you not? A vision of the past?
So this is the power of the Echo. Would that it had shown you a finer moment from my past. 'Twas an exercise in futility, as you saw. Faced with the firmity of his conviction and his many ready rejoinders, my words deserted me. To be frank, I am embarrassed to recall it.
A friend once impressed upon me the importance of differentiating between words, deeds, and beliefs. Were he here, I suspect he would judge your father's conviction to be no more than rank self-serving delusion. Even so, I cannot help but wonder what manner of change he intends to bring about.
I have given some thought to that as well. During the battle within the vault, the Heaven's Ward demonstrated strange and unnatural abilities.
Yeah, I had questions about that.
Aye, the manner in which Ser Zephyrin struck down Lord Horshafon was unlike anything I've ever seen before.
The spectacle called to mind King Thordan and his Knights 12 as they are depicted in Scripture, holy powers and all.
Mere fabrications, which have become objects of faith, instilled with the belief of countless devoted souls. 7 hells!
If Lady Iceheart can use her own body as a vessel for summoning, I see no reason why others could not.
Because that's one person. Mugamog was the result of beliefs of many. Ravana was the result of beliefs of many. Lady Iceheart was, right, related to Shiva, but, like, it's one person, one vessel. How can all of the Temple Knights tap into one combined faith?
Are the Heaven's Ward truly so reckless?
Unbelievable!
As they fled, my father spoke of Aziz La. Though I know not what he intends, I fear no good shall come of it. His ambitions are too great, and his minions too powerful. We must find the Heaven's Ward and stop my father before it is too late.
Master Terplander, Master Alphino, I, Haemeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, do hereby entreat the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Our aid in preventing whatever it is that the Archbishop intends. Your aid in bringing him to justice. Too much blood has been spilled for the lies he perpetuated. No more. This may be why. This is what I'm gonna do. Let's go to the end of the world. I thank you, Meteor. I have heard many men make such pledges, but you speak in earnest. Much has changed since our Order's founding, but our duty to combat the primal threat has not. The Archbishop and the Heaven's Ward are guilty of the crime of summoning, and Meteor and I will stop them. I don't care what powers are. I would that I could join you in the pursuit, but alas, my father's absence has thrown our government into chaos. Ever since the founding of our nation, there has been an Archbishop to serve as the guiding light for the masses, a force for stability, to counterbalance the High House's ceaseless maneuvering. Convincing the people to recognize the truth of our origins would have been difficult even with my father's support. The road ahead is that much more fraught with peril without it. Yet walk it we must, for unity is more vital than our survival than ever. After all, Nidhogg's death did not mark the cessation of Dravanian hostilities. Far from it. We will have great need of each other in the days to come. You may ever count on my lance, Sir Imric. To my dying breath, I shall defend Ishgard from the Horde. If I may, Lord Commander, I would like to assist the Scions in their search for the Archbishop. Meteor, Alphino, Master Alphino, pray attend me outside. Very well. With me, Meteor. I believe we have much to discuss.